Today's collection selection is the Spyderco Large Persian, and this is the one with the full flat ground blade and the G10 handle scales. They came out with this knife. They came out with 2 iterations of it. Well, actually 4 iterations of it. They had this size, which is about a 3.5-inch blade, and then a shorter one. I'm not sure how long that was, maybe 3.25 or 3-inch blade. And then they also had one with they had both of those with bolsters, I'm not sure what material, and black micarta handles or red micarta handles. So what does that mean? I guess they made 6 different versions of this knife. This is part of their ethnic series, the ethnicity here being Persian, and it's designed by Ed Schempp. Ed Schempp, who designed a number of Spyderco's ethnic knives. And Ed Schempp, who makes some incredibly awkward designs, I think. And maybe that's why he's good for Spyderco. I know Spyderco is maligned sometimes for just having awkward designs because they're always incorporating the big hole in the blade. And they have to make accommodations for that. This knife is also a little awkward to me, but I love it. This was a gift from my brother. Maybe, let's see, when I turned 42, I believe. So this was a few years back. And I just had a feeling he was buying me a Persian bladed knife. It must have been something he dropped in a conversation that I didn't really pick up. At the time, I thought he was going to get me the cold steel Talwar. He's a cold steel head like myself. And the Talwar had recently come out, and I was gooing all over about it. And so I was thinking he got me that, and he got me this. And it's such a such a cool little knife that I never would have gotten myself. It's got thin blade stock, a full flat grind. It's slicey as hell, and then it's got that super, pronounced belly / upswept tip. It is a great cutter. It is a great user. I don't use it that much. But when I've had to use it, it is outstanding. And I gotta say, I don't know, it's kind of an ugly duckling. But it's like E.T., the extraterrestrial. He's cute ugly. It's kind of like this knife. Ed Schempp's knives are kind of like that. And I don't mean to call out a designer, an accomplished designer, and diss his eye. But he's got a weird eye, man. I don't know if you've ever seen the Spyderco Bowie. I mean, that thing is just weird. I'm not talking about the Sleesh Bowie, which is a beautiful, beautiful knife. I'm talking about the Ethnic Series Bowie, designed by Ed Schempp. It is just a weird looking... It's got a cool blade, but the handle is like prohibitive. It's like it puts up hurdles in your way. There's a big giant thing that's supposed to equal a quillion sticking out of the bolster that just totally interrupts the flow of the blade. This knife is ergonomically outstanding. You can choke up here, or you can come back here and just settle into this this grip. It is a very, very nice grip. It's one of these thin, beautifully produced Taiwan factory. Or is this Japanese? Japanese. It's got that great backlock design that just looks like it's one piece of metal. And it operates smoothly, and it's got some hallmarks of older knife design, like the hex whatchamacallit there, pivot. And even though you see them, even though you see the hardware, you can't take this down. At least I don't think you can. Maybe you can hammer this side out. Well, I'm not going to try that. Yeah, so you can't take it down. It's kind of like an older school Spyderco. Incidentally, the micarta versions had hollow ground blades. I'm a sucker for a hollow grind, for sure. Yeah, I am... This is a conflicting knife. Conflicting because I do believe I wouldn't like it as much if it didn't have sentimental value. If this didn't have sentimental value, I probably would have passed on it. But what a cool gift. As usual, my brother hooking me up with something cool. And here's another thing I like about this knife. Because I'm always looking at knives in a weapon-y kind of way. This one would be great for that because of how the angle presents itself. The angle of the blade presents itself from the angle of the blade to the handle. You know what I'm trying to say. It's kind of like a kukri. It's like already chopping. It's already slicing by the time your hand gets to the material. So anyway, there you have it. I've spoken too long, but this is a cool knife, especially because my bro gave it to me. Feels better than it looks. Cuts better than it looks. It's the Spyderco full flat ground G10 Persian. Large.